Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. I was a bit wary about whether I should make this video or not, because these videos, because I thought, I'm not sure if they'll interest the people, because they are about my dreams about football again, which I know I've covered a little bit before, but this is specific for attracting investment into Italian football, and I know it's a very personal dream of mine, but I'm sure any fellow fans of Italian football, especially general fans of Italian football, might find it interesting, hopefully. But I hope people out there will find it interesting and maybe be able to offer some ideas or advice or tips or whatever. But I thought I'd go for it and make it anyway, because I was a little bit bored, and I thought I enjoy making videos, and even though I can be a bit shy, I enjoy talking, even though I get a bit nervous, but I enjoy talking on YouTube. And yeah, I have a lot of dreams, so I thought I'd express them. Anyway, I'm going to try not to watch too much and try and get on with the point, but I thought I'd cover a few ideas about how I think Italian football could attract more investment, like the EPL, English Premier League, has, and possibly other leagues as well, like La Liga in Spain, or even the Bundesliga in Germany. Anyway, so yeah, I hope football fans out there, especially Italian fans, but even just generally football fans, will enjoy my quirky thoughts. And again, as I often say, I hope as many people out there as possible will enjoy it, and I welcome your feedback and thoughts. So I was thinking of making like I was thinking of a different title, like the case for investing in Italian football, or reasons to invest in Italian football. So I hope maybe in the future I'll make some videos like that, like the case for investing in Italian football and reasons to invest in Italian football. But anyway, I'm going to talk about some ideas in these videos. As usual, it's like a three different videos about my ideas, so in this form. But anyway, here goes. So number one, I think it'd be great if there was like if Italian football had like a committee or think tank or summit in the future, maybe where people, big businesses, banks, politicians, investors, and people like that could go to talk about what they could gain from investing in Italian football, and how they can help to make it. They could also talk about their plans about how they can make Italian football great again, and compete with the EPL, as I've just mentioned, or the Liga and the Bundesliga, especially the EPL, which is probably the most successful league at the moment. Yeah, talk about how they can help Italian football get back to the top like it used to be, and different companies, as I say, could give their 5 to 10 year plans, but like they could meet up, and maybe the Italian authorities or politicians and councillors can work with the Italian FA, the FIGC, and talk about what incentives they could what incentives they could offer or give to invest in Italian football, like maybe access to other markets in Italy, like the fashion industry or other industries, or what local things they could buy, like monuments or whatever, or what they could invest in the infrastructure. So by investing in football, maybe they can have access to other markets within Italy itself, and that sort of thing. Yeah, so they could discuss those sorts of plans and maybe host an annual summit every year. Coincidentally, Italy recently hosted the G20, and I think if I would have planned it a bit more, I probably would have tried to share that idea earlier, if I knew that Italy was going to be hosting that event. But yeah, I think something like the G20 or whatever, but inviting in some of the wealthiest people to talk about whether they can help Italian football to be great again, bring that back, the pride, as Italy won the Euros recently as well, using things like that to encourage people to invest, and talking about the feel-good factor as well. Number two, I think it'd be great if Italian football learned from like the EPL, how they attract investment, how they market so well, how they market football or soccer for any Americans out there so well, and how the EPL, English Premier League, is like teams like Man United and Liverpool are so famous all around the world, like in Chelsea, and how they've attracted investment, and how they get TV rights and money, and how Italian football could perhaps attract some of that investment into Italy as well. So yeah, what it can learn from the EPL and even MLS, Major League Soccer, and other football or soccer leagues around the world, and what it can learn, like some of the mistakes to avoid, but also some of the success stories. So to continue to learn from other leagues, as well as Serie itself, or Italian football itself, in the past, and what mistakes they've made and what successes they've had and what has worked and what hasn't, and try and continue to work on what has worked and avoid what doesn't work. So yeah, keep learning and developing from the world, like even from other sports and businesses, leagues and national teams and whatever. So it would be great to see Italian football both at national and club team level, learning from all sorts of avenues, and again learning about business, learning from businesses, from other leagues, from other national teams and so on and so forth. Number 3, I think another great thing would be to provide tax exemptions. So if Italian football could offer like the lowest possible tax rates, maybe even like any company that invests in football would be exempt from tax or something, or exempt from a certain, and to give as much tax losses as they can, which would be an incentive, as I say, to bring in those investments into Italian football, which could have a knock-on effect on the economy or the confidence or the health and the lifestyle of people, even improving mental health and well-being and things like that, which I think are important. Just like I think it's even more important to have those things than to have money, arguably, like to have good health and things like how football can help you to stay fit and improve your diet and things like that. So I think it would be great to encourage, like, if the football authorities worked with politicians, councillors and businesses, local businesses, who could like restore the pride back to Italian football, like remembering events like 94 where Italy lost to Brazil on penalties, and like using that hurt to think like how Italy can use that pain to encourage people to practice more football and build youth centres, like for people to play football as much as possible, youth academies and places or spaces for sport and things like that, which I've talked about before. So yeah, encouraging companies, as many as possible, like Red Bull, or Lucozade, or even Pepsi or Coca to compete with each other to see which one can invest the most to build youth facilities. And maybe like on a website, like have a list of the top sponsors or supporters of Italian football, and even like have museums dedicated to them and things like that. But yeah, I think providing tax exemptions would be great. Number 4, I think also it'd be great to see Italian politicians talking about what they can do more to again make heroes out of investors and things like that, so that people will want to invest because they will become heroes and they can use it for their PR, and they can be listed on websites which talk about who's invested the most into Italian football. So encourage more people to invest and things like that. Number 5, again, I think it'd be great to bring in the Italian politicians, council, local council, all different councils across Italy, the government, politicians, even rival politicians, perhaps could be united and work together to, so Italians could be united to work together to encourage investment into like youth infrastructure to build, to help players train better, probably not to build other better players, but to help them to train better so that they can have more opportunities to train and practice for as many hours as possible every day, and like have better diets and learn from other teams. I say like what Arsenal did in England before with like good diets and things like that, and how they incorporate those diets. So how Italians can improve their health and fitness and diets, and like even like how Ronaldo has a good diet, and maybe his former teammates at Juventus before he left could have perhaps pick up stuff like that and like train other people, especially younger people. So I hope they'll benefit from that in the long term. Number 6, again, I think it'd be great if Italians work together, like shared ideas with each other and united over football, and like practice for at least an hour a day or as many hours as possible, as much as they can. Obviously, they need rest sometime and all that kind of thing, but if they could practice as many times as possible to practice for at least an hour and like train together and encourage each other and be united, it could hopefully help to make Italian football great again. But by practicing and training, obviously it would mean that the players would get better, which could encourage investment as well, because it could mean that that they'll see that there's a lot of they won't need to spend so much on buying new players or whatever quite as much, and they could sell those players on as well. Number 7, again, I think like learning different ideas and sharing ideas together and looking at what like businesses want, and hosting a summit again could attract like banks, sovereign wealth funds and other huge investors to invest as much as possible, like building football pitches. For them, it probably wouldn't be a huge amount of money, and it wouldn't be a huge amount of risk. And maybe again look at what has worked and hasn't worked in other countries, and hopefully work on things, avoiding mistakes again, and working on potential ways to improve. Number 8, I think, like with Italy winning 4 World Cups and 2 Euros, I think, and also the way the Italian teams like Juventus and AC Milan and Inter Milan used to be so successful in Europe. I think to draw on those on the past, and like what lessons could be learned to bring back those glory days, and the incentive to bring back those glory days, and showing to investors how passionate Italians are about football, and like how it's a country that's dominated by football. So I think with the passion and all that kind of thing, I think it's worth investing, hopefully investors will see that most importantly. Number 9, I think it'd be great if investors came in with like 5 to 10 year plans about how they're going to improve football and that kind of thing. And number 10, that would include youth development as well. So hopefully they'll be able to talk about how they will invest in youth development and help Italian football to be successful as soon as possible. I would want that to be done like yesterday, so to speak, but if they have a 5 to 10 year plan, at least they have a plan in place which can look at how to improve Italian football, like bring in the best managers, coaches, trainers, dietitians, physios, football players from overseas as well, and also develop the youth and that kind of thing. I think that covers everything for now. And as ever, I'd love to hear what you think, and I'm out. Peace and love.